I can. Sorry.
Can you make your whole screen bigger? You're like a screen and a screen and a screen on my view.
Oh, you want me to get rid of this?
Oh no, I don't. I mean, I'm good.
No, it's just I want to show you, and I don't want to. And the
Oh,
screen, right? Because that screen is my video, right where I'm pointing, and then this other screen that you're seeing is, well, how I'm showing you.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the Streamlabs program, so.
Yeah, sorry, it's how I show a great video, but I don't want to. So this is, so welcome to my channel, and just tell everyone your story.
Oh, okay. Where are you, by the way? I don't really know much about you.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. And how'd you even find me?
How did I even find you? I always find these marketing Instagram things.
Hmm.
I don't know, I just thought I forgot, I wonder if there was someone you even. Well, I follow Eventbrite, which sometimes there's like a huge event in Cleveland called Bright Festival. And
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know. I was just curious. Well, I'm glad you found me.
yeah, and I'm surprised you even are okay with this, because I don't know, I just thought, okay, I'm not even gonna get her, but I'm gonna try, and
Here we
I'm
are.
usually trying this podcast because of COVID.
Hmm.
And this whole thing is just to help me cope with my anxiety. Before COVID, I had a job, and then the COVID job went downhill. The job went downhill. It was great at first, but then it got really bad. People were. Let's just put it this way: people were quitting, and I had to leave. So then, when COVID happened, I did my podcast. I just loved. I had to go get something to show you what I started. You ever heard of Jeff Dunham?
Is he a comedian? The ventriloquist?
Yes. And I wonder what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like.
he's huge.
Yeah, I started a ventriloquist. I wonder where my doll is.
Yeah, he was. I think America Got Talent.
No, you're thinking of Darcy Lynn.
Mm, thinking of a guy with puppets.
Oh, I think he's the one with the turtle. Isn't he the yellow turtle?
I don't remember. Um, cool. What was your job before COVID?
Maintenance. Cleaning.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then it's not because of COVID. I was actually unemployed before, and I was looking for a job. I've been working in the system trying to get a job. And what happened when COVID hit, I just got scared. I didn't
Yeah.
want to get COVID. I was scared of my mind. I even got COVID easily through. My mom and her boyfriend have been very safe from this COVID pandemic. One of their friends was not in your mute, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm showing like a red line or speaker. Um, and of course, when your mom is freaking out and it's Thanksgiving and you're living with crazy housemates, you gotta be there for your mom. So of course I went there for my mom. My mom's freaking out if her boyfriend has COVID because a friend of theirs got sick, and then when he met the boyfriend, the boyfriend, the friend who met up with the with my mom's boyfriend got COVID, and that's how Gino got COVID. Was through someone else who did not social distance, and that's how it's so crucial and so careful to to be safe and wear a mask. I mean, I'm still fully vaccinated, but I'm still wearing a mask because this vaccine, it prevents you from getting the deadly COVID, but you can still get COVID, is what I've heard. And I got it because my mom got it from Gino, who got it from someone who didn't social distance, and then I got it. So
Got it.
this whole year has been crazy. I've been writing. I'm a huge writer. I love writing stories. I even met with my editor during the lockdown and contacted him, asking me when do you want to publish this. And I think now is the time because, well, Avengers Endgame, and I don't know if you're huge Marvel fans or if you have kids or sons who love
Marvel? Did you say Marvel fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but I respect the franchise. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Marvel ever since I was a little kid, 7 years old. Yeah, 7 years old. I think that's right. I even watched the old 1980s, 1990s Spider-Man animated series when I was a kid. And then I just write. I love writing. I loved writing as a kid, and that's what got me through the pandemic was not only this podcast that I started, but writing. I love writing. I wrote a whole superhero story on the pan based on the pandemic. I wrote a huge story on the election last year. Um, yeah, there was a lot of writing that I did that
Cool.
I might even started writing my own stories, even new ones now. Um, yeah. So what about you?
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah. Like, what's your story?
My story is let's see. I am originally from the East Coast, and I did a lot of comedy. That was my background, and I did improv, sketch, and stand up comedy, and hustled my butt off. Did tons of shows all over the place, but it was really exhausting, and I wasn't making a ton of leeway. I was always creating. I mean, it's like if you're writing now, that's awesome. I applaud you. That will never go away. It's like a pilot light inside you that needs to be stoked. So I encourage, like just keep doing it regardless if you're trying to like sell something. It's if you enjoy anything you find that you enjoy doing, I think is worth your time. But yeah, about before there was such a thing as a YouTube star, when I moved to Los Angeles, I was aware of all the award shows, the Academy Awards and the Oscars, the Golden Globes, like all the award season, but it was so in your face here. And I thought it was kind of humorous that there were so many award shows and then shows about the shows and shows about the shows about the shows. Like it just seemed a little nuts. And I think like the whole concept of because you are, famous, you get to walk this red carpet. And I wanted to make, as a joke, it kind of more accessible to everyone. So I took a little piece of red carpet, like literally like a bath mat size carpet. And I went to Hollywood Boulevard and threw it down, had a camera guy, and just started interviewing regular people in like a tacky gown, asking the same questions as they do at the Oscars. Like, who are you
that's
wearing?
Funny.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Did you interview random people?
Before I knew it, there was like a horde of people just surrounding us. Yeah. And it was like Joe Blow and his wife from Kansas. I mean, it was just a lot of tourists because it was on Hollywood Boulevard where they shoot the award shows. And it was funny. And, it was a one-time kind of thing. And we probably shot about 40 minutes of video, and then I edited it down to like 5 minutes. And About a year later, a friend said, "You should do that thing again with the carpet." And I was like, "I already did it. Like, why would I repeat the same joke?" He's like, "Trust me." So we took a chance, and then I got Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson on my red carpet on my tiny little bath mat, and they were cracking up. They really appreciated it. And so at that moment, I was like, "Oh, I'm onto something," because if I could say regular, a person who's not famous, sorry about that, gets joy out of it, and the A-listers can make fun of themselves, because if you don't have an ego, you can laugh at yourself, right? And so I started getting asked to do events, and I was just doing a lot of events, and for private, for companies and parties, etc.
Yeah, speaking of laughing at myself, I'm used to do that coping with what I had. I was born with 24 surgeries, so I literally looked like a Frankenstein monster. That's why I thought of myself, because my stitches.
Oh my gosh!
And
Wow!
here's this edit of me.
Oh
It's a
my
little
god!
picture of an article.
Miracle, I say. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
another name
amazing.
for miracle. And my mom has it still, the newspaper. And if you ever go to Musica down in Akron, Ohio, because I was both going through surgery through Akron Children's Hospital and Cleveland Clinic, and four other hospitals. They were extremely experimental. And since I went through death 5 times and went through these surgeries, I always laughed at myself, thinking I was Ohio's real Frankenstein monster.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
And that's how I coped with it. And going through bullying, that's what Frankenstein's monster was going through. You know, um, I mean, even if you don't, even though you never seen it, you should watch Frankenweenie on Disney Plus. It's a cute movie. It really is a cute. It's called Frankenweenie. It's about and it's the same interpretation, except in childish form, of Frankenstein's monster, because the whole family you meet, the boy, is literally called Frank, or Mr. Frankenstein. And
Right.
so you see these bits and pieces, and it's by Tim Burton. Actually, the
Brilliant.
movie is from, and it's
Mm-hmm.
so cute. It's a really cute movie. I love it, and
Cute.
I was watching it on Disney Plus earlier last month, actually, while writing Halloween themed stories. I love the whole concept of writing Halloween, and so that's why I even created my own story of very personal story of Frankenstein interpretation of what I thought of myself as a kid.
That's incredible. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to your story or a piece of it, maybe not exactly it, but that's awesome. Yeah, I think it's great if you can find your voice and help people and keep it universal. Yeah. I mean, with the red carpet, it's really evolved into this other thing where I'm helping people step into their own spotlight, owning their own sort of red carpet persona. And I do want to work with kids down the road too, so that they, are instilled with confidence and believe in themselves, because everyone has their own star quality inside, I believe, to share with the world. So it's really cool what you're doing, and I'm glad that you reached out.
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, that's really great what you're doing, and it's very familiar. I've not only interviewed, but I've told stories of over 250 people for the past 10 years on
Wow.
my YouTube channel. And even though I'm not as huge and not as big, I love doing it because I love giving back. I love giving a shout out to these underdog kids, these kids who need inspiration, need to know that what they're doing is special, and I've been told multiple times by other kids how they're grateful that what I've done telling their story has given them an idea of self-worth, that what they're doing is great, and I hope you get that same feeling of what I'm feeling when you're doing it, talking to kids or whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all ages, right? It's we're all worthy of being seen because we all made it out here, right? We being born, being birthed. And you had a mountain of issues that you had to walk through, right?
Yeah,
That you
I had
but
social anxiety and
mhm.
struggled through depression and um, some forms of child abuse. I struggled through just a lot, um, and even a little sexual harassment in 2010, or 2012. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2012. I always get mixed up with those. So, really, that's why I do what I do, because I understand that pain, and I really express that through these stories. That these ounces of storytelling is, I really make sure that my stories, I'm sorry, isn't just about me, even though it has reflective pieces of me. I do make sure that my stories are about other people, diverse cultures, diverse backgrounds, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm sorry that you had to walk, that those things happened to you and that you had to walk through that pain, but you seem so resilient. I just met you. I don't know much, but I can feel your resilience and your ambition and your kindness. And it might sound trite, but I do believe everything happens for a reason and it's all about how you respond to things and we
Oh,
do,
absolutely.
right? There's so much out of our control, but there is so much internally in our
I've
control.
met people who have done not the right things out of their lives, and do the same things that I've gone through, or something that I didn't go through, but they did walk down the wrong path. So I do make sure my villains have that, I guess you could say, mirror effect, where they went through where both the hero and the villain went through the same thing, but thanks to their wrongdoing of the villain, they make the wrong choices. Therefore, by the hero looking at himself and saying, wow, if I would have gone down that wrong path, I would have done what he'd do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, storytelling is powerful. It's been happening since the beginning of time, before movies and television, right? People sitting around the campfire, sharing stories, sharing the human experience, and learning from each other, and evoking emotions, laughter, tears, all of it. But it's all like that's I think what brings us together. And regardless of your religion, your politics, your if you're a vegan, if you're we're at the end, we are all one human race, and I believe there's more crossover than differentiation. And so if you can help people and speak to a certain audience, it's a beautiful thing. And the last thing I'll just say is, it's not all about the audience size. I think it's cool that you just keep showing up and doing your podcast and putting out your stories. Consistency is key, and you never know whose life you're impacting by your story. So each person matters, and it's better to have an audience of like 10 really engaged people who are, really with you versus like 100 people who, or maybe like you're just a number on their feed or something like that. So, yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, so, so like, what do you love about storytelling? Do you like have a favorite villain or favorite hero that you admire?
Hmm. Let's see. When I think of, I'm so not like a comic strip person.
I
I'm
could
a
be
comedy.
any
Like, all right. So like,
character.
I mean, like for comedy, Lucille Ball is like one of my comedy icons. I just, she broke the mold. She's so original. She's brilliant at her craft and also a fantastic businesswoman. I don't know if you're a Schitt's Creek fan, but all those, it's a TV show.
Oh
Catherine
yeah,
O'Hara.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, those are all kind of from improv comedy background.
I
So
wonder if
I
they're on
love
Hulu.
Steve Martin. I'm trying to think though of like a villain. I just saw Cruella. I thought they did a great job with it.
Yeah, Noelle, this girl that I'm seeing,
Uh-huh.
who I really like. We watched Cruella a couple nights ago. Cause she was in a little bit of a trouble. So to make a joke, we watched Cruella de Vil, and we both loved it.
Yep. I thought they did a really great job.
Yeah, and they're supposed to make like a sequel. I've heard they're in production of a sequel.
Because I loved 101 Dalmatians, the movie, as a kid. It was such a good movie. Yeah. And then what's her name? I'm blanking.
Emma Stone.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah, Emma Stone.
Yeah, I think it is Emma Stone. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say Emma Thompson, but I'm like, nope, wrong actress. Yeah, she did. I loved it. It was a great job. And trying to think of Spider-Man is so popular. Every kid, every like 6-year-old boy this Halloween seemed to be Spider-Man. It's like it never gets old.
Hang on.
But I went to Comic-Con one year, and that was pretty wild. I mean, there's major fan base.
They just released the this little. I don't know if you have Avengers video game, and I don't know if you could see that. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But and I think I did post it on my Instagram story. Yes, I did. With hashtag No Way Home, because this is interpreting that video game or interpreting that movie. But the Avengers are now getting on November 3rd Spider-Man tagged along in the video game that Square Enix made. I bought it originally because of last year, COVID, the whole lockdown, everything, stuck in the house. And I really loved how this villain, MODOK, who originally was a guy named Tarleton. His name is a little weird to say, but he was a little awkward man. He looked like a guy who had anxiety, and he thought people were doing a lot of things wrong with the world and technology, like Tony Stark, Iron Man. And because he was like really a real guy who would get bullied a lot, so he invested in technology a lot. That's why he created AIM, and how he became the mental organism designed only for killing MODOK. Because people with technology now are just so intuitive into Fortnite. Like I got into Fortnite. I also got into Avengers video game. I got into also Borderlands 3 because of how the world was going into utter chaos and madness. It felt like with COVID going around. I mean, there were even times my mom would think, what are my uncles and aunts doing? There's a virus going on, and they're doing stupid stuff, and so it felt like kind of right to play Borderlands 3, because people are going nuts. So,
I mean, yeah.
So you're not a video game fan?
Well, I was gonna say two things, and then I kind of got a jet. Video games. Maybe I bought Nintendo too, like the old school original Nintendo during COVID.
You didn't buy a Switch? They're so fun.
No, I freaking like saw it, and I maybe I had a glass of wine one night, and I saw a little ad pop up. And then I was like, oh my God, I bought Nintendo. But it was the best. I'm like, there's no,
Oh,
you don't have
that's
to do
funny.
cartridges anymore. It was great. So I was playing Super Mario 2. That's my big, video game, old school, bringing it back to my
That's cute.
generation. Yeah. And, the last thing I'll leave you with is, I know like there can be so much chaos around, right? But like, I love that you just were like, I'm going to get this video game and I'm going to kind of tune everything else out. Cause like, if you just kind of go internal, like we do, it's like just detached from that stuff. I know it's not always easy, but it's a practice. So yeah, it's good that you're doing stuff like this and you have your methods to just block out the noise, block out the chaos, because it's all going to work out. You made it this far and it looks like you're doing really well.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I hope
You're welcome.
hope this was helpful.
It really does help because I'm talking to people. I'm interacting with people.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Connection.
is kind of how I've met my friend who I've been seeing.
Cool.
Yeah, we watched Clifford the Big Red Dog movie last night.
Nice.
We went to a movie theater, out in a movie theater, and I bought her a giant stuffed dog that I got delivered at the right time after we saw it.
Oh my gosh. That's so sweet. Did
Yeah,
she
here.
appreciate it?
Let me see if I could pop a picture before you go. And I'll actually send you. Oh, you can't see. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe
It's
you can
technology.
see it. I'll send you the post.
Okay.
But she's been such a huge supporter in my life, and
Awesome.
so yeah, I just sent it to you.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, on DM. All right.
Thanks, Corey.
You're welcome.
Keep on writing.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're
Okay.
doing. Bye.
Take care.